We a little bit on time. We a little late. I had to get my life together. But we here. Good morning. Good morning. All right. I'm 7 minutes late, but we're here. How we feeling? How we doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's Friday. Y'all know why we here. Good morning. Good morning, you guys. Okay? I had to get myself together this morning. Yes, for the good mornings. How y'all doing? Yes, I'm over here. I'm a little late because I had to get me some hydration going this morning. Definitely, absolutely, 100% needed to get myself together. But we're here. This is a watermelon, a little lime, a little bit of sea moss, and some other blessings. But yeah, we had to get it together today, okay? Good morning, good morning. You've been missing a lot, but you made it this morning. You made it. I'm so proud of you. Good morning. Yes, welcome to Wellness Happy Hour, you guys. It's Friday. August is almost over. Mercury retrograde is over, okay? The things have been happening, and I'm glad that you're here. So this is how we start for the people who have, I miss it, I don't make it, and this may be your first Wellness Happy Hour, whatever the case may be. We always start with the point of Wellness Happy Hour. It's for you to have the opportunity. Good morning, happy Friday, and I got a 4-day weekend from the job. Yes, all right, we got a couple things for the 4-day weekends. I am so happy for those of you who work these 9-to-5s, who are in corporate America. You should not be working on Monday. If you are, God bless you. But for those of us who have a 4-day weekend, a 3-day weekend, whatever the case may be, God bless us. Okay, God bless all of us. But yes, the point of Wellness Happy Hour. Let's go back because, again, I am doing my first in-person Wellness Happy Hour on October 19th. So let's do a little backtrack, right? Because this isn't anything new. Is your app ready? It's literally like this close because we have to go back to the drawing board just a tad bit because of some aptitude issues that we ran into. Where it's like you say that you can do this, but when it comes time to do the thing, it's like, ooh, I don't know if you can do this. So we had to go back to the drawing board just a little bit. But we actually are in the process of building 2 applications, which is why which is why it's been taking a little bit longer. But they're almost done. They are almost done for sure. But back to what I was saying. Good afternoon here in South Africa. Hey, South Africa, how y'all doing? In the motherland, that's so nice. I've been saying that we need to come to South Africa because y'all really do be showing up. Y'all really do be supporting. Y'all really do be out here with the shit, okay? We might just be on our way to South Africa, okay? But like I was saying, I'm doing the first in-person Wellness Happy Hour, October 19th, which I'm super excited about. And let's go back to the beginning. The beginning of this, the inception of doing Wellness Happy Hour started during the pandemic. And you wanna know why I started it? Because, you have these coaches and you have these spiritual people. I go to church. I have clients that I coach. I have people that depend on me, look up to me, admire me. They are inspired by me, whatever the case may be. When I tell you, during the pandemic, I just saw a bit of crumbling. The people were crumbling, okay? The people who go to church all the time were struggling, okay? The people who are coaches struggling. The people who inspire other people struggling. Not to say that we didn't all struggle, right? We all struggled during the pandemic. Yes, we did. But for some people, I'm just like, so how have you been living your life? How have you been living your life on an everyday basis? Because sometimes, like I told y'all the other week, people be lying. People be flexing. People do not be telling the truth in regards to how they're living their life. And the pandemic exposed a lot of us. So I said, you know what? We can't see each other. We cannot come into common spaces together. Let me get on the internet and ask the people, how are you really doing? Because the pandemic said, you can't lie no more. You are not good. So stop telling the people that you're good. Everything's not okay. So stop telling the people that it is. Okay? This is your moment. Wellness Happy Hour is about the real check-in, where you can be honest, you can be transparent. It's a safe space for you to be straight up about how you feel. Okay? So we'll start here, and then I'll just go down the list of things that have been transpiring in the world, and it's like, okay, well, let's talk about them. But how are you doing? How are you doing in your mind? How are you doing in your heart? How are you doing in your spirit? How are you doing in your body? And I want to answer. If you're on this live, I want to answer from you. And even if I don't read your answer, it's about you having those honest moments with yourself, not just coming on the internet having this honest moment with me. How are you doing? Check in with yourself. Check in with your body. What is going on? Because we've been shown time and time again that we live in ways that do not suit us. We live in ways that do not serve us. We just out here taking it however it comes, and you don't have to live your life like that. Okay? So how are you? How are you doing? Before you answer, really sit with it for a second. How has my mind been this week? Whoever this person is that keep putting all these weird emojis in this chat, I'm gonna just tell you to relax. Okay? Calm down, because that type of behavior gets you booted out. Okay? Come in here and tell me how you doing. I don't need to see apples and chili peppers. Okay? I don't need to see the kabooms. Come in here and say how you doing. Or, we could be blessed elsewhere. So how are you doing? Okay? How are you doing in your mind? Back to what I was saying. How are you doing in your mind? How are you doing in your heart? How are you doing in your spirit? How are you doing in your body? Check in. Give yourself this time. It's been a rough week fighting with the insurance company on home repairs after Hurricane Beryl. I understand. I totally understand. That is a struggle. Insurance is such a scam. It's such a scam. I tell you, we deal with a lot of scammy behavior from America. It's very, very, very scammy behavior. I totally understand that. I understand that. I'm feeling grateful. God has been showing up. I love that. I love gratitude, and I will tell the people something about gratitude, because it's hard for us. There is more times than not something to be grateful for in whatever is happening, whatever the circumstances are in your life. There is something to be grateful for. It's just that when things don't go our way, we get stuck. We get stuck in the disappointment that this did not go how I wanted it to go. We get stuck. We get stuck in disappointment. So gratitude can't be a thing. Gratitude can't take root in our lives. We got to start on doing that. I'm doing well. Been living my life. Whoa, hold on. Been living my life with more intention than ever, which has been yielding great results. Yes. Wasn't prepared for how much grief would happen in the process, though. So it's a mixed bag. So I love this. And give me a little bit more detail so that we can chat through the grief part, because that's so huge. When you make the decision to live your life, and you had a key word here, Sister Kayla, which is huge. Intention. Intention. I'll say it again. Intention. When you live your life with intention, shit starts to change. Okay? When you start to be intentional, when you start to take inventory, when you start to investigate your own life, and you understand, all right, peace ain't here because of this, right? This is stealing my peace. This is stealing my joy. This is keeping me from being able to be postured in gratitude. When you start to take inventory and you can tie it, damn, that is dysfunctional. Wow, that's chaotic. That's a dysfunctional behavior. Damn, I'm really a part of the problem. Wow, I can't believe I kept allowing it. Wow, I can't believe I was in such a disempowered state for so long in my life. This is crazy. When you start to take inventory, shit should change. And when I tell you that grief can be so big, That grief can be so big because in order for you to have your peace, sometimes you have to let go of some things that you've had for a long time. Let go of some things that you have carried your whole life. You have to go back to some things and understand, okay, this wounded me in this way. It left me bleeding. I have to go back and patch this up. I have to go back and learn how to get into a healing groove in my life. I gotta, that grief can be so big, and that's huge because we as a people, we don't grieve well. We don't grieve well. We just think that this notion of life goes on. Life is always going to move. Life is always moving, but that does not mean that you cannot or should not take time to grieve. Do you understand the amount of loss, the amount of loss that we experience and we don't know how to grieve? Like, it's crazy. No wonder we're walking around in shadows of who we really are. It's layers to it. It ain't just loss and grief as to why we walking around in shadows, but it's quite an influence as to why we walking around in shadows. Because you think life just goes on. I'm supposed to just keep going on. You're not supposed to do shit but take care of yourself. Okay? You're not supposed to do nothing but take care of yourself. I mean, maybe some other things, but damn. Give me a little more, friend. I'm gonna be very intentional about these comments today, okay? I'm not gonna miss the comments. As far as my physical energy, I'm dealing with some perimenopausal symptoms. Child, when Perry come around that corner, it's get you some maca, get you some nice supplements, drink you some nice tea that's gonna help you get some energy back. But when them hormones get to raging, even when you, whoo, child. Them hormones that have your ass out here thinking that something not right. Something is not right. I can't fit none of my clothes. I want to eat everything. Something is not right because it's unbalanced. It is. If I'm being honest, I am thankful but struggling mentally. Life is challenging at times. Life is challenging how? Let's chat through it. Because life is absolutely challenging. Good morning. Good morning. The breaking of habits. As I get further away from what doesn't serve me, it's becoming clearer why the bad habits were born. Absolutely. Absolutely. When I tell you when you gotta look in that mirror, you have to look in that mirror and say, you know what? I really have been fucking my own shit up. I really have been messing up my own stuff. And again, you have to go back to, or where did this behavior come from? Where did this thought process, who gave me this thought process? Who told me that I had to do it like this? Who told me that I needed to see it in this way? And to understand them dysfunctional behaviors, like we learn them from somewhere. We ain't just out here in some instances just dysfunctional for the sake of being dysfunctional. No, you learned it. You learned it from somewhere. And you gotta listen. You be like, damn. Ooh, yeah, I have just been setting a match and burning my own house down. It's crazy. Heart is full from this week, connected with people I've only known at a distance over 20 years, to know that there have been those who labored for me in rooms I didn't have access to, had us all crying. I love that for you, Eve. I absolutely do. I think that that's amazing. You've been making quite the stride since I've met you, and I'm just so proud. I'm so proud of you. Oh my God. I'm looking forward to our session next week, so I can start getting you all the way together. Okay, I'm so excited about it. Good morning. 3-day weekend. Hell yeah. Body is feeling great. Down 70 pounds from releasing refined sugar and processed foods. My God. Ask for Andrea. Congratulations. Okay. However, Mom's death anniversary is coming, so I'm focusing on not eating over my emotions. Okay. Totally understand. How long has it been since Mom passed away? I understand this more than you may think. So how long has it been? I remember I had a conversation with someone about when someone transitions and they're no longer with us, and certain days throughout the year come around, and how those days can cause us to spiral sometimes. How their birthday can cause us to spiral, anniversaries can cause us to spiral, holidays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, any day that brings up this person and the lack of their presence can cause us to spiral. And I will speak from my own experience, because it's been 12 years since I lost my dad. 12 years. The first year was absolutely rough. Absolutely rough. Every birthday, Father's Day, Christmas, my college graduation, everything that was big that happened that year. And because he was not here physically, because I have very much transitioned into a very different perspective as it pertains to death. Every single thing that came up and he was not able to be a part of it was just so, you cry, you fall apart, all the shit, did all the things, until I got to a point where I had to understand that there's so much more to the relationships that we have with people than them just being earthside, than them being physically present with us. There's much joy and gratitude to be had in any phase of the relationship that we have with people. But these are my own personal beliefs. I can't put my personal beliefs on anyone. I would definitely encourage you to develop your own beliefs around things. But I had to get to a point where it was like, when these days come around, how can I bring joy to these days instead of the sadness being so big, instead of the sadness being so heavy, instead of my emotions, like me never really processing through or getting to the point where these feelings can subside. Like, I can't keep getting run over by the same feelings every year. Like, I know what's going to happen, so how do I get in front of it is how I started to address it. And I just started to add a little bit of joy to certain days. And before I knew it, it was like, oh, okay, so these days come up and I smile and I laugh and I can reflect on the relationship that we did have. It was not perfect, but I'm able to now reflect back and smile and have gratitude for the time that I did have, because again, we do not own anyone. No one is ours permanently. I'm big on just celebrating and honoring the time that we do have with people, because we are not promised forever with anyone. So yeah, friend, I understand. I really, really do. That inventory can be heavy, but it's so necessary for healing. Let me tell you something. It ain't no bit of healing or growing that you are going to be able to do in this life if you do not take inventory of your shit. Okay? 2 things. You don't take inventory of your life. And then also understand, when you take that inventory, how much of it have you played a part in? How much of the dysfunction do you play a part in? How much of the chaos and unhealthy behavior and unhealthy relational habits, what part of it is yours? Because it ain't everybody else. It's not everybody else. What part do you play? Because baby, you're not getting off with nothing. You're not getting off with nothing. You playing a part. You're playing a role. You might be the star. You might be the co-star. We never know, but you're playing a role. You're playing a damn role. Okay? You looking at your life and you don't love it and you don't like it. Why are you painting the picture like that? You got to ask yourself that question. You got to get into the driver's seat of your life. Like I've been telling y'all for years. Some of y'all, you're not even in the car. The car is dragging you. You're being drugged behind the car. And maybe your trauma is driving. Maybe your pain is driving. Who knows? But it's like Fast and Furious. You're not even in the car. The car is dragging you. The car is dragging you. Who? Don't get me started Don't get me started. Some of y'all is fast and furious. Listen, and your ass is being drugged by life because you won't get your ass up. You won't get out of the disempowered state that you are in, because that's really what it is. Let's make it plain. Let's not use the metaphors of fast and furious. You will not get out of the disempowered state that you are in. Disempowered state that you're in. You seem to think that you're gonna, whatever life is gonna deal you just have to deal with it. Whatever the circumstance that you're in, you can't get out of it. Whatever it is, you just have to take it. No, you don't. You literally don't. You literally do not. Now, there may be some circumstances that you can't change immediately. You can't change it right now. But there isn't anything in your life that you have to deal with outside of them children, because you cannot give the kids back to God. You can't give the kids back to God. But it ain't nothing in your life that you are dealing with that you have to deal with. There are some exceptions, okay? There are some things that when they're set in stone, they're set in stone. You might have to ride a wave until, it's done. But you don't have to deal with that shit. A lot of the stuff that we deal with, it's like, I just have to, it's just going, I just got to. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have to deal with nothing, child. Let me get these eyes together. You don't have to deal with that. You can go out here and be blessed somewhere else. We also discussed putting self-care not just at center, but number one. I'm trying to tell you, Eve, I'm so glad we had that conversation, and I'm so glad that you're making strides, okay? If you guys don't know, Eve is has kind of forced me into, not forced. I think it's great. We are in this self-mastery journey a little earlier than I would have preferred, but then God was like, what you waiting on? Just go ahead and get started. We are in this thing early, yes, because for some of us, everybody, since we all here, let's just ask the question and let's take inventory, okay? If you take inventory of your life, think about everything that is important to you. You think about your life. What is at the center of your life? What's at the center? What gets the most time? What gets the most energy? What gets the most attention? What gets the most resources? Whatever it is that you have to give in this life, what's getting the most attention? What's at the center? What's at the center? Everybody on the live, I want you to answer. What is at the center of your life? What gets the most time from you? What gets the most energy from you? What gets the most money, the most attention, the most anything? What is it? I want to know. What is it? It's not a trick question. If your answer is not this, then we got a problem. And we need to change some shit. I'm grateful for my intention of letting go of all that doesn't serve me. I love that. And sometimes you got to let that shit go every day, okay? Sometimes you got to let it go every day. What doesn't serve you, you got to let it go every day, okay? Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's just as easy as a pivot. Cool, I'm just do something different. And sometimes it's letting go of something that is huge. Sometimes you just let go of what's something small that you can let go of that's not serving you. Sometimes you can let go of refined sugars. And sometimes that shit ain't easy, but let's just make it draw a comparison. Sometimes it's like, cool, bet I'm going to start drinking water instead of drinking soda. Drinking soda doesn't serve me. Not drinking water doesn't serve me. So I'm going to start drinking water. But sometimes it's like, oh, this friendship does not serve me. And it's time for me to part ways from it. Sometimes it's this job doesn't serve me. But you have to approach it the same. You have to approach it the same. If this job does not serve you, you can find another one. Money is money. Money can be made anywhere. If you ain't in a job that and even if you have been in a job that felt like it was right for a period of time, it may not be right anymore. you have to treat it the same. I have to walk away from, leave things where they are that no longer serve me, so that I can make room for, make an entrance into something that does. It's that simple. It's that simple. But back to my question. Take inventory of your life. What's at the center? What's at the center of your life? If it's not this answer, and I'm pretty sure y'all could guess, and again, y'all don't have to listen to shit I say, because it's a whole lot of people. It's a whole lot of people on the internet talking. It's a whole lot of people on the internet talking, okay? And I'll tell you this. If you listening to somebody and they telling you to do something as it pertains to you growing, and they are not pointing you back to yourself, that's not somebody for you to listen to, okay? You should not listen to these people on the internet. And sometimes maybe you shouldn't listen to me because it doesn't apply. I'm not exempt from that. Question. What's at the center of your life? If it's not you, and not to say that something else can't be in there, but if you are not inside, if your needs and your care and your wants and your desires are not in the nucleus of your life, it's your life. It's your life. It's your life. How are you not a priority? It's your life. How are you not at the center? You think it's your job's life? Because that's what it is a lot of the time. You think it's your job's life? Your life is for your job? That your job gets more time and attention from you than you do? Your job get 40 hours a week, but you don't give no time to yourself? Eve, if you were still on here, remember we were talking about that shit? That's crazy. You have 24 hours in your day. You give whatever number of hours you give to sleep. Some of us don't get sleep, child. We just out here. We give whatever amount of time we give to social media. We give whatever amount of time we give to the damn job. We give whatever amount of time we give to the kids. We give whatever amount of time we give to everything. How much time do you give to yourself? How much time do you give to yourself? And then how important is that time? Because some of us might give the time, but it's not prioritized. After everything else is done, that's when I'll try to figure out some time for myself. When everything else is done. Because everything else is more important than me. I'm not a priority. My God. So when Eve is telling y'all that we talked about, I said, we're going to work through taking whatever is in the nucleus of your life that is not about your wellness. We're moving that shit out, and we're going to make self-care. And we hear this so much, and I don't think that we hear it on the surface, but we don't understand how that applies to ourselves, because again, we don't ask ourselves questions, we don't take inventory, we don't check in with ourselves, so we probably don't even know what we need on a daily basis. We gonna make that the center of your life. The center of your life is what the fuck you need to be well. Okay, and I'm so excited. Some behaviors are simply outdated, not necessarily dysfunctional. Correct. Some things are not dysfunctional. Some things have just run their course. Some things made sense for that time. But I'm a firm believer that if we keep trying to play an old track in a new season of our life, things can become dysfunctional. Behaviors that were not dysfunctional, that were needed at a certain time, can show up as can create dysfunction in a new season. You can't take behaviors that worked on level 1 and think that those behaviors are going to work on level 2, or going to level 2 behaviors work on level 3. There's some things that you have to leave where they are. I did that then because it made sense. I did that then because it was needed. But now this is different. I need something else. So if I try to employ those same behaviors, they can create dysfunction. Please believe not the behavior itself, but what it can create, because I need something new. So this old thing is not going to work. Okay. I totally agree with you though, Whitney. I sure do. 2015. Okay. As for Andrea, it's been some time. So I would ask you, what would it look like to bring in a little piece of joy? So not just putting in the effort to avoid the behaviors of not being able to process your feelings well. I would say, what would it look like to add joy to the anniversary? What would it look like to celebrate her life on that day instead of the sadness being the main character? How can we make joy and celebration and honoring the main character? Sadness may still be there, and that's okay, but how can we make joy and honoring and celebration the main character instead of sadness? Because I get it, honey. She passed 2 days before her birthday. Good morning. Great advice, finding joy in our losses. 8 years, and sometimes my tears come from the true laughter of my memories. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have had quite a bit of people transition in my life. And I tell you, like, I actively and intentionally choose to make the moments where I am reminded of these people again, because I feel like there's just a presence that's still here, even though they are not physically here. I make it about joy. I make it about honoring these people. I make it about living in a way that is honoring of these people that have come before me. I don't let sadness be the main character. I don't. Now, will I have some sadness? Absolutely. But is it the main character? No. It's not. It's not. You know, it's just, again, that's my own personal belief system. Again, I'm not going to put my belief system on nobody. Okay? Just, I encourage you, have your own beliefs. Develop your own beliefs around everything. Everything. Every single thing. Because listen, don't keep running with what somebody told you you should think, what somebody told you you should be doing, what somebody told you you should believe. Because when I tell you, people are telling you what you should believe, they're making up shit. They're making up shit a lot of the time. They want you to believe this because once you believe it, they can control you. They want you to think like this because once you do, they want you to think like this because once you think like this, it's going to start to shape how you see things. It's going to start to shape how you believe. And then once you believe it, they got you. You stuck. They can control you once you believe it. And you can be strong as fuck. You can have a great sense of self-worth and all of those things. But human beings are impressionable. At the end of the day, human beings are impressionable. If they go this, you convincible now. You're convincible. You're convincible. And I want to convince you, create your own beliefs around everything. Don't let these folks tell you what you need to believe. Okay? Ooh, okay. So I guess we're talking about what's at the center of our lives. Wow. My job. Fuck no. It's a fuck no. You want to know what's crazy about that? Because we see it on the internet. We've had conversations about it. If you were to, and I hope that this happens when you are old and gray, when you transition, I will never forget being in corporate America and watching people transition out of this physical form into something else, okay? And that job, this business, whatever it is that you are doing, goes on without you. Why allow something that is not, in most cases, it is not a part of the reason why you're here? Why let this be at the center? Why let this be the focal point? Why let this get the most time and the most effort and the most energy out of you instead of you? I don't like that for you, Carletha Carrington. You got your government name on the internet. I don't like that for you, Carletha. Jesus. Self-care, kids, and career. Okay. Kids, sometimes the kids, you can't avoid the children. But I'm a firm believer. I don't have children. But if at any point in time that I do, the children is not going to be like I said, things can be at the center with you. The children can be at the center with you. But for a lot of it's the kids by themselves are at the center. Whatever these kids, whatever they need, whatever. And I'm like, but you're not taking care of yourself. You're not taking care of yourself. You're not showing up for yourself. You do know that the state of your being is what influences all of the roles and the titles that we have in life. So how I'm doing as a person influences how I show up as a mom. It's the foundation of how I show up as a mom. It's the foundation of how I show up as a worker bee. It's the foundation of how I show up as a business owner, as a friend, as a daughter, whatever the role is that you play. The state of your being is the foundation of how you show up for those things. And you don't take care of yourself. But we're resilient. Human beings are resilient. We can push and push and push and push and go and go and go and go to where we don't understand that we aren't well. We don't understand it until a shoe drops. Until somebody passes away. And then the shoe drops. Until we lose the job. Until something big happens. And it's like we've been snapped out of the like facade we've been living in. We've been snapped out. We can finally see now. This is some shit. This is shit. Wow. I'm actually not well. I actually don't take care of my body. I'm actually not doing the best mentally. But when you've experienced being unwell for so long, it becomes normal. It becomes your life, becomes normalcy. This is normal to me. Being unwell is normal. And for some of us, we've had a sense of being unwell our whole life. We don't know. We've never experienced what it feels like to be well. We don't know what it feels like. So we don't know. And we just out here. The kids, the job. The kids got to go to soccer practice. The kids need this. I got to go to work. I got to work all these hours because the kids need that. And blah, 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 blah. You don't even know. Y'all seen the ping pong game? Some of y'all too young because y'all some children. Some of y'all too young, you some kids, okay? Some of us are seasoned. Some of us are millennials. We understand. You have a little ping pong game, you pull the thing and the ball go and it just be bouncing around like something. That's y'all. You just bouncing around from circumstance to circumstance, from responsibility to responsibility, from priority to priority. And you don't even understand the current state that you're in. You aren't still enough to understand the state that you're in. And for some people, you running from being still. You don't want to be still because you know. When I sit still, I don't like when that feeling comes up. When I sit still, I don't like to sit with myself because I don't have the best feelings about who I am. I don't like myself a lot. So I don't want to sit with me. It's crazy. I don't like me. I have a fundamental issue with who I am. Somebody made me feel as if I wasn't enough. Somebody made me feel like I wasn't important. Somebody made me feel like I wasn't a priority. And then guess what I do? I make that true in my life. I make it true. Someone made me feel like I wasn't a priority. So guess what I do? I don't make myself a priority. I perpetuate the behavior. I do the same thing to myself that someone else did to me. Ooh, my God. Currently, I'm too stressed and overwhelmed to even feel centered on anything. Too stressed and overwhelmed. What are you stressed and overwhelmed about? I think acknowledging that is huge. That's important because a lot of us are in that place, but we aren't aware of it. We too stressed and we're too overwhelmed. A lot of us are stressed and overwhelmed and we don't know. It's just life. This is just life. Life has been like this for long enough to where it's normal for me. What are you stressed and overwhelmed about? Let me tell you, I don't subscribe. Stress, I feel like stress is a subscription. Stress is a subscription. Because y'all know, y'all look at y'all bank account, y'all get the notifications from Apple that they done took money. Apple done took $9.99. Apple done took $15.99. Apple done took HBO Max went up to $16.99. Netflix trying to be $20.99. Apple just done took, you get them emails like Apple took their money. And Apple took their money for all these subscriptions that you have. If it's Peacock, if it's Netflix, if it's whatever the fuck, I don't know. Whatever these subscriptions are that you have in your life, it's the same thing. You subscribe to stress. You subscribe to overwhelm. You subscribe to dysfunction. You subscribe to being exhausted. You subscribe to these things in your life. You literally let the money come out of you. You literally let the withdrawal come out of you to invest in this thing. Let the withdrawal come out to invest in stress. Let the withdrawal come out to invest in dysfunction. Let the withdrawal come out to invest in chaos, to invest in these things, to where I don't have the time, I don't have the mental capacity to even think about. Life is so chaotic. I can't even sit with myself. I can't even sit with myself for a second to even ask the question. I'm too mentally tired from life, from the shit that's going on, to check in with myself. That's some nasty work. That's some nasty work. You were not created to live your life like that. You were not created to live your life like that. That's just, nobody could convince me to believe that. Nobody, I have talked to, you know what's so funny? I have talked to my fair share of overwhelmed and stressed out people. It's so funny because I think I'm a magnet for stressed people because I don't subscribe to stress. Stress is not a thing for me. I don't do stress. I'm human. So of course, and a lot of the time it's probably circumstances that are outside of me that stress me. It's not my own stress. But yeah, some things happen and you lose your job, you don't have money, cool. Naturally, you were stressed about that. But that's within my control, so I can change that. I can alleviate that stress. But anything else, there is no subscription in my life to stress. I don't subscribe. If something is stressing me, I'm going to it. And I'm like, what do I need to do to this thing, with this thing, or with myself to alleviate this feeling of being stressed about it? If it's this job, if I can't change a job, I have to change myself. If I got to meditate, if I got to pray, if I got to, whatever it is that brings me joy, I have to incorporate it in my day at this job. I'm going to do what I got to do because I'm not going to let this shit stress me if I got to show up to it. If it's whatever it is, what I got to do with this thing or with myself to alleviate the stress, it's just not something that I'm going to allow. Stress will kill you. Stress will kill you. Stress is a killer. You know how long they've been talking about stress is a silent killer? Because it is. You think that you just stressed, but shit is going on physiologically with your body when you're stressed. Things are going on. You can feel it. And for some of us, you've been feeling it for so long, you don't know that's what it is. Heart rate high as hell, your blood pressure high. You know when your blood pressure is high, that's impacting your body. Your hormones all over the place. Your mind is not well. I don't want to say you fucked up. I don't want to say that because that's so, oh my God. But you're not well. You're not well. You're not well. You're not well. You go to the doctor. Your blood pressure's high. Miss Simmons, your blood pressure is high. Your blood pressure is such and such over such and such. My God, you're pre-diabetic. You're this, you're that, and the third. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You're all this shit. And it's like, what? Ooh. Jesus. Listen. KD, I want you to come to Wellness Happy Hour on October 19th. Because what? We are not doing that. We are not doing stress. We are not. I don't know who calling me, but I'm gonna call you back. Listen, because if you don't take care of you, you can't be. You can. You're not. My center is now the wholeness of me, literally fighting. You see what I'm saying? I love that play on words, E, because literally fighting for my life. And I'm not talking about, because when we say fighting for my life, you out here swimming upstream. That's the fighting that you're doing. You out here fighting for your life because you don't understand how you keep fucking up. You don't understand how you complicit in the bullshit. You don't understand. So you out here swimming upstream. You out here, you got a deep, deep, deep desire for something that's probably not even meant for you. Something that's probably not even supposed to be a part of your life path. You in the wrong relationships. You have not started your healing journey. You don't understand. You have not grown in some of the ways that you need to. You don't have the right friends around you. You don't have boundaries set up. You're not emotionally mature or intelligent. Shit, listen to me. Some of y'all out here fighting life, okay? You're fighting life. You out here fighting life. And guess what life is doing? Life is kicking your ass. It's something. You're fighting life. You're not supposed to fight life. You're supposed to just live. You're supposed to live. Don't fight life. You got to fight against the shit. You got to fight against some of the cards you've been dealt. You got to fight against some of the shit you may have experienced in your life. You got to fight against some shit. Sometimes yourself because you know what? We grew up in a house that was on fire, and we may not have burned up, but we smell like smoke. And sometimes we did get burned. Sometimes we are burned. We're badly burned. And sometimes you just smell like smoke. You gotta understand, I gotta fight against my own shit. I gotta fight against my own conditioning. Like, oh damn, like how I've been looking at life is just it's not conducive. That behavior is just not conducive. That habit is just not conducive. That thought pattern is just not conducive to the life that I've been created to live. And not just to live the life that you've been created to live. You got to be yourself. You have to approach, because again, healing and being whole are not things that you arrive to and you just stay there. These are things that you arrive to on a daily basis. How are you arriving to your healing every day? How are you arriving to your wholeness every day? But if you are not in the nucleus of your life, you're not going to be able to do it. Child, okay. Oh, yes, I said the other day, 8 hours sleep, 8 hours job. That's all this. And all that's left is 8 hours. And God forbid you have children. They're getting all 8 of those. They're getting all 8 of them. God forbid you got these big ass responsibilities. You have no time for yourself. You have no time for yourself. So when I talk to people who are in self-mastery coaching with me, off the top, it's off the top. It is off the top. It needs to be off the top of your day. I don't give a fuck what you got to do. I don't care how many kids you have. I don't care what job you're going to. It does not matter. You get your money off top. You get your cut off the top. 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 And then even though you get your money off the top, what are we doing? What days do you dedicate? Because I'm talking about, forget the little measly couple of hours I give myself on a daily basis. Oh, I give myself these days throughout the month. This day is mine. All the responsibilities can go be blessed. I.e., you can go to hell. Baby, I love you. Children, I love you. I love you, kids. I love you, but you can go to hell because today is mine. Today is mine. So I don't know what your support needs to look like. I don't know what the conversation with your significant other needs to look like. Whatever your support system is, because you're not supposed to have friends around you solely because so y'all can go out and drink mimosas and shit. Think about your actual real life and the shit that you need to be well, friend. Instead of us going to dinner and to lunch and all this other stuff, friend, can you watch my kids for 4 hours? Because I want these 4 hours for me. I want to be able to go do this for myself and go recharge my battery. Can you step in and intercede for me in the ways that I need? Fuck the mimosas. Fuck. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, you better stop playing with your life. You better stop playing with your life. Because what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What? Child. My job gets most of my energy. I want to quit, but unpopular opinion. It takes money to get more time to spend with yourself. It's not unpopular. It's not an unpopular opinion. You know, it's interesting because as I have ventured out to do a different type of work, to coach in a different type of way, what I have understood is, and I was saying, we were talking about it, where we have to understand that because there are professionals that are in certain jobs, because this product may cost this, because we live in a capitalist society, yes, certain things cost money. And I hear often, oh, I don't have the money for this, and I don't have the money for that, and blah, 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 blah. When I tell you I've had a conversation, and this is what flipped my mind, and I had to understand, because I was just telling someone the other day that there, at a certain point in your life, however big or important you are to yourself, how important it is to do what you need to do for yourself, you might have to be radical. Point blank, period. It's not going to be, oh, I just got to. No, sometimes you have to be radical. I talked to someone that said, I spent my last, and I know what that feels like. I have spent my last in situations to do what I know I needed to do. And did I have all the answers? Did I know what was going to happen? I know how it was going to unfold? Absolutely fucking not. I did not know. But what I do know is that I trust myself to be able to make it through whatever. I done made it through a trench or two. What I do trust is that I'm going to be able to make it through whatever. So whatever is going to change because I'm doing what I know I need to do for myself, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it however it comes. Because I know that I need to do this. And then we're like, I don't have money. I don't have money for this. Now let me go back and take some inventory of how I be spending. Okay? Because if you write down a budget and everything is airtight, and I understand that. Because I had a dear, dear friend, and I remember she was telling me about, she was an amazing, brilliant, brilliant nurse. And when she kept the notebooks from when she left home, left everything that she knew, moved to a new city. She literally had her time wrote down to 15-minute increments to be able to do everything that she needed to do. The fight was that serious. It was that real. She had her time in 15-minute increments to fit everything in her day. Sometimes I don't want to hear in some instances what you don't have time for. Because if you sat down and you stop the bleeding of time that you give to all these other things, where you take inventory, where you're losing time, where you're losing money, things might be a little different. So it's not an unpopular opinion. It's actually a very common opinion. It takes money. It costs money to be well. Now, these are professionals. These are professionals. We live in a capitalist society. Absolutely. But everything don't cost money. Everything don't cost money. Some parts of your wellness are free. Okay? Gratitude don't cost. Sunshine don't cost. Silence does not cost. Journaling does not cost unless you go buy your journal. Journaling on a daily basis does not cost. It don't. Some of your wellness is free. Okay? Some of it is free. You got to tap into it. This is that. Some of your wellness is free. Some of your wellness is free. Absolutely. Now, there are some parts of your wellness that may not be free. And you have to ask yourself, how do I create the abundance, the extra, the overflow to be able to tap into the things that I feel I need? And understand, because I know how real this is, I'm like, how do I go to the drawing board so that we can be more expansive in how we are well, to be more expansive in how we can show up to the wellness journey? So I've been tracking. Miss Chrissy Styles, I don't know if you're still on here. You said great rising. I had to learn to put me first so I can show up in the world. I know that's right. I know that. Great rising. Great rising to that. Great rising to that. But you guys, I love y'all. Okay, I'm gonna skip some comments. And they don't care about overdrafting you same way stress feels. Stress don't give a damn. That stress don't give a damn. You have to go into the, you know how you have to go into the app store? You got to go to your subscriptions. You got to go to Peacock. You got to go to Netflix. You got to go to that application itself, and you have to unsubscribe. You got to do the same thing in your life. You have to unsubscribe. You have to unsubscribe from the shit. You do. It's the same thing. Or you're going to keep getting, if you don't do it, you're going to keep getting the same stress and overwhelm. The same chaos and dysfunction. The same exhausted and tired. The same, I'm not a priority in my own life. My life is about everything but me. There ain't no way to live. That is some nasty, nasty, nasty work. We are not doing stress. Fuck, I'm talking about hell no. Hell no. Smell like smoke. Wow, never looked at it like you smell like smoke. You smell like smoke. You grew up in a house that was on fire. You smell like smoke. You smell like smoke. I'm trying to tell you right now. You smell like smoke. And for some people, it's going to show up in one way, and for others, it's going to show up differently. For some people, you dysfunctional, you don't know how to watch your mouth, you abusive, and you're this and the third. For some people, it's like you show up and you're this pristine, I'm going to do everything like this. You work very hard to not be what you grew up in, and that creates a whole other set of problems. Listen. I have to fight against my own condition, I'm trying to tell you. Because a lot of us, you're trying to live your life in a mask, in a costume. Oh God, how this filter get on here? Because I look fabulous. I don't even know how this happened, but we're cute. How did this? Child, I feel like the auntie that how did this happen? I don't even know how this happened, but it's giving nice contoured face. It's giving, I went and got my chin done, my cheeks taken down. It's giving, I don't even know, but I guess we're just going to end the live like this, okay? Because some of us, nice pun, thank you, internet. Some of us are walking around like this. You're walking around with a mask. You're walking around in a costume, and you're wondering why life is not meeting you in the ways that you want it to. You are not showing up as yourself. You're showing up with a filter. You're showing up with a filter. You have a filter over yourself. It's called your conditioning. It's called your experience, and you're not aware. And you wonder why life keep meeting you with certain things, because that's what you are attracting. You are a magnet for things with how you show up. You're not at the center of your life. You are a magnet for that. You are a magnet for being deprioritized. I'm getting more things that deprioritize me. That's what I get. I'm not understanding because there's a filter. And it looks good, huh? Filter looks great. Filter looks fantastic. People might even praise it. Man, wow, you look so good. This is so nice. And that makes it 10 times worse to do what you need to do, because people praise it. People will clap it up for the filter. for the shit that's not real. People celebrate what's not real. They celebrate the facade. That filter said, hello. Money will follow the things that are most important to you. Facts. Facts on facts on facts. Money is currency. You are a conduit that directs where the currency goes. You have to understand that you are in control. Money and time doesn't control you. You control money and time. I know that's right. Going for a walk in the park is free 99. It is free 99. Like Erica said, don't let, and I look real nice. These people have cut my face off. This is insane. This is insane that the folks can get on the internet and do this type of stuff. Wow. Wow, it done gave me the contour. It done gave me mascara. It done gave me eyelashes. Child. I'm gonna have this filter all wellness happy hour next week because I look cute. Okay? But you don't, time and money don't control you. Time and money don't control you. Because right now you're trying to figure out, how do I fit in this? You got to get your ass up and stop letting the car drag you. Stop letting it drag you. You got to get in the driver's seat of your own shit. Okay? Get in the driver's seat of your life. Control your time. Stop letting everything run away with you. Then before you look up, your whole day is gone and you ain't did shit for yourself. You know how many people I talk to, and I'm gonna end on this note. You know how many people I talk to? I'm just like, there is no way. It just sounds, it's absurd. It is absurd how many people I've talked to that have said, I forgot. I go all day and I look up and I haven't eaten anything. I go all day and I forgot to eat. I forgot to. It's to the point where you malnourished. It is to the point where you are physically malnourished. You are already malnourished in other ways, but you are physically malnourished. That you are not giving yourself what you need to stay alive. You trying to be an ancestor? You want to be an ancestor. You want to be an ancestor for the sake of your job, your kids, the priorities, and all these other things. You want to be an ancestor that bad? You not eating? You not taking... What? I want to be an ancestor. I no longer want to be earthside. I don't want to live. You not. All right. All right. We got to change some shit. Okay? We have to change some shit. It's not okay. It's just, you know what? You want to be an ancestor. You want to be an ancestor. It's crazy. No, going all day and you look up and you haven't eaten anything is crazy. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy. That you don't went all day. You ain't did nothing for yourself. What? So you want to be a shadow? So you don't want to be well? You don't want to be well. And I'm going to end here. I'm going to end on this. Because I've heard this mentioned in 2 places. You have to ask yourself this question and give yourself a genuine answer. Listen, I just be wanting to understand. Oh man, my mama often tells me that I miss my calling because I really should have been a comedian. And I'm just like, I don't have material until I talk to people. It's just, when people say stuff, I just be like, y'all didn't hear I want to be an ancestor because you don't eat. You don't eat. You're malnourished. 99.999% of the population is malnourished anyway. You are not getting a fraction of the things that your body needs to function properly. You're malnourished anyway. You ain't getting, even if you do eat 3 times a day, you still are malnourished. You're not getting everything that you need because you can't get everything from food. You are not nourished properly. So you sit in my face and tell me you don't eat. You have to want to become an ancestor on the altar. You just trying to die. I don't understand. You stressed out, blood pressure through the roof, hormones all over the place. You just don't want to be well. You don't want to be. And I'm going to end on this one question because I heard it asked twice, and I think it's the most imperative question that needs to be asked, and you have to answer it. And you got to understand what comes with it. Do you want to be made whole? Do you want to be well? Because the shit ain't easy. Being well is not easy. Being healthy is not easy, especially when you ain't processed through how you are telling your wellness not today. When you don't understand how you are telling your wholeness not today. When you don't understand how you telling your healing not today. How you telling your peace not today. How you telling your joy not today. How you telling healthy relationships. You know what? Not today. You know what? Not today. Try again next week. Because for a lot of us, that's what you're saying. You telling a healthy relationship, not today, I'm going to stay over here. When I know I ain't supposed to be, I'm going to stay over here. When I know I'm supposed to be somewhere else. No, I'll try it some other time. What? Oh, no, I don't want to eat the food that serves me. I don't want to do that. I want to please my taste buds every time I eat something. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, you know. I'll wait till the doctor get in behind me and I won't even really care then. I'm going to still keep doing the same thing. I'm going to keep doing the same shit that don't serve me. Do you want to be made whole? Do you want to be well? Do you want to be well? Ask yourself that question. Truly ask yourself that question. Because a lot of the time it's easier to stay stuck in the shit. It's easier to stay stuck in your shit, to not grow, to not make the changes that you need to make, to not do better. And it's 10 times harder because we constantly see examples of people who are seemingly doing well being fuck-ass people. Fuck-ass people are seemingly doing well. They look great. They have all the followers. They get all the attention. They get all the bags. They have these brand deals. They're a Fashion Nova partner. They do this. They do that. They have the popping business. They have the popping that. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, she's been interviewing some rather interesting people who are just a representation of a large group of people. Low functioning as human beings. Low functioning. And for some of us, you do know it and you choose it anyway. You know that it's low functioning, but you do it anyway. You know this person ain't shit. But you talk to them anyway. You date them anyway. You answer the phone anyway. You know this is a bad idea. You do the shit anyway. If you don't have a ticket to Wellness Happy Hour, buy it. Because I want to snatch your wig off in person. I want to snatch your wig off in person. But I also want to hug your neck afterwards, okay? I want to give you the push because it's very different from me talking to you on this phone to you sharing this energy in person. I want to transfer some of this fuck these people, some of this I don't subscribe to stress, some of this if it ain't in alignment with me, it's not for me. Some of this, when something is complete, I'm going with the flow of all things. I am just in the flow. I'm in the flow. I'm not fighting it. I am self-aware. I understand my own shit. I understand my own shit. I know how to relate well to other people. I know how to pick my people out of a crowd. I know how to extend myself grace. I know how to lean into my joy. I know how to tap into my body. I'm taking care of myself. I am a top priority. I am the top priority in my life. I want to share this energy with you in real life. So I will see you guys October 19th in Atlanta. Okay. You do have the option to purchase a virtual ticket. I would say if you can't make it, because again, there's levels to all things. So when you out here, you going to buy your fast food, whatever it is you doing, where you losing $20, $30, go spend that money on some shit that's going to be for your wellness. Okay. Wherever you losing money, redirect those funds into something else so that you can get what you need out of this life. Okay. I fucking love y'all. Fucking love y'all. Hopefully your edges are still intact. Okay. I will see you guys on October 19th. I will also see you guys next Friday at 9 a.m. Between 9 and 9:15, let's be honest. I love you guys, and I will see you next week, okay? Bye.